So hey there, beautiful peeps. In the past, I have to be honest with you, I have been pretty much afraid of intermittent fasting for many different reasons. But because of what I'm going to tell you about today, I'm not afraid anymore. I'm going to give you the benefits of intermittent fasting as well as 3 ways of doing this that can be like beginner, intermediate, advanced. It can ease you into it so it's not a painful process and it will benefit you. So just stick with me and it's coming right up. So hey there, I am Lindy Ford, registered dietitian, clinical and licensed nutritionist, and nutrition detective. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, as well as subscribing to this channel. We'd love to have you here, as well as ringing that bell, and you will know when new videos come out. You're not going to want to miss the future videos that we have in store for you. So, the reason you want to do that is because we are all about you and helping you. And the whole mission behind this program or this channel is really to reveal the truth about health and nutrition that leads you to greater freedom. Freedom physically, but also emotionally and spiritually. So that's why you want to tune in every time we have a video and subscribe to this channel. So, like I said, we're talking about intermittent fasting today, and I am a little scared of it, or was a little bit scared of it. I actually do this now, and it is not so hard, and it has actually increased my health even more. My husband has been doing this for years, and he is a naturally healthy person, naturally healthy eater. He doesn't do sweets, and he doesn't do the carbs that I so much crave, but this has not been my forte, and I have shied away from it. But once I figured out all the benefits and I figured out how to do it, that if you stick with me to the end, I'm going to tell you how I do it to make it really almost easy and doable. But the benefits are amazing, and they really are evidence-based. So what in the world does evidence-based mean, right? Evidence-based means that they're backed by science. Now, that doesn't mean that everything has to be evidence-based. There's some things that just are never going to have the science backing behind them. But intermittent fasting really has a whole lot of science that backs it up and helps you to realize that it is a good thing for you. The first benefit of intermittent fasting is that it facilitates fat burning and muscle building. You know, if you've been with me for any amount of time, I'm going to talk about insulin every single video. Well, I'm not going to let you down. I'm just not going to, because I'm going to talk about insulin. It actually stabilizes, intermittent fasting actually stabilizes insulin levels. It helps you to resist insulin resistance. I'm going to link that link below, and it's a very important video on insulin resistance. Even if you're not pre-diabetic, even if you don't have blood sugar issues, most likely, almost everybody over the age of 40 is insulin resistant. And so to keep you out of that, to keep your insulin levels stable is a good thing, because insulin is a fat storage hormone, and you want to really keep it asleep as long as you can. Guys, another, the thing about intermittent fasting is that your body really needs a break from eating. This eating and eating and eating and eating all the time isn't a good thing. And one of the reasons is because of insulin. And the second thing that we know about it, and the reason that it helps with fat burning, is that it increases something called human growth hormone. Such a great thing, decreases as we age. I know it's not fair, don't complain to me, but it just decreases as we age. And so we want to keep that in a healthy place. Guess what? Intermittent fasting increases that by 5-fold. And that is responsible a lot for fat burning and muscle gain. The more it's called HGH, the more HGH you have, the greater muscle you're going to have and the less amount of fat. The second benefit of intermittent fasting is that it enhances cellular regeneration or rejuvenation, both. And it's so helpful on a cellular level. And this is one we can get our minds around muscle building, around around fat burning, but we can't get our minds sometimes into that cell. But believe me, the studies are very clear on this, that it helps the body to resist oxidative stress. I've talked about oxidative stress in many, many videos. That means that your body actually can fight the free radicals that can lead to disease. So intermittent fasting decreases your chances of cancer and Alzheimer's disease, and it protects you. And it helps your body. Here's another thing that it does. It helps your body to remove the waste from the cells, and so it keeps them from atrophying and from really the cells from wearing out and dying. It just helps to rejuvenate those cells. Such a great thing. The third benefit, now there are more than this, but these are my 3 favorite benefits of intermittent fasting. The third thing is that it increases your brain function. How many people want to increase your brain function? Would you like to increase your brain function? I don't think there's one person out there that would say no to that one, right? So one of the big reasons that it does this is because it increases something called BDNF. I've talked about this in the gut healing videos that I have done, about if your gut is healthy, you're going to have more BDNF. That is called brain-derived neurotrophic factor. You want more. Just say more, okay? Because it is such an important chemical. What it does is it helps you to become more focused, helps your memory. It helps you to be less depressed and have better mood. And so that is what is increased by intermittent fasting. So all of those benefits. I actually had a patient recently that said to me, I mentioned intermittent fasting to this patient, and they said, you know, I can't do it. I never have been. I was like that. I always said no to it because I didn't think I could do it because I have blood sugar issues. And this patient said, no, I think I'd get too, my blood sugars would get too low. But I'm going to tell you, when you are eating with intermittent fasting, if you're doing it the right way, you're going to feel even better. You're not going to tank out. You're going to be fine, especially if you practice it, and especially if you start with the beginner level of it and don't start with the advanced, okay? So let me tell you how to do that. First of all, you need to, when you do eat, it needs to be nutrient dense. And you know how big I am on this, guys. You know, if you've been with me for any amount of time, you know I'm going to tell you more low glycemic vegetables. Those are all the non-starchy vegetables. Just eat more. And if you don't like them, start liking them. I said, just grow up your taste buds. I'm sorry if I'm offensive to some of you. Just grow your taste buds up, because they're so important for the fiber and the nutrients. Your cells are literally crying out for those nutrients. So the more of those you eat during your eating times, the better. The other thing is, the more good fat. Fat is your friend. If you do not eat enough fat during your eating periods, you will not be able to make it through, and you'll be cranky and irritable and nobody will like you. So please eat your good fats, a lot of the good fats. I'll link a link below on where to find the good fats, and you can know, I'm going to link that below, and then you can figure out what the good fats are, okay? And then the other thing is clean protein. Eating clean, good protein. Doesn't have to be low fat. You don't have to eat chicken breasts the rest of your life, okay? That's just ridiculous. That's just so silly. Yes, chicken breasts is fine if you like them, but you don't need to only eat chicken or turkey. Okay, please. You can eat other types of even fattier meats, but make them clean. Make sure that they're, grass-fed or pastured or organic, those kind of clean meats. Okay, so let me tell you that the beginning, intermediate, and advanced ways of doing intermittent fasting. And I'm kind of in between the beginning and the intermediate. I got to be honest with you. I can't quite make it to the advanced. I haven't done that yet. Pray for me. I'm working on it, okay? I'm human. I'm really haven't been doing this very long, so I'm trying, okay? But the first one is your 12-12, okay? That is eating in a 12-hour window. Okay, so it's simple, guys. It's just simple. Again, you're going to be eating nutrient dense, higher fat, medium protein, clean protein types of food in that 12-hour period. So if you, let's say you stop eating at 6 p.m., you don't eat again until 6 a.m. the next morning, okay? You stop eating at 7, don't eat until 7. It's that simple. Okay? So what I do is I do a little bit of a hybrid of that. I do more of a 10-14. So I might start eating at 7 a.m. and stop eating at 5 p.m. So that's kind of how I've been doing this, and you can kind of do that to ease your way into the intermediate stage. And the intermediate stage is your 8-16. Okay, so that is eating in an 8-hour period, and you can choose that. So if you're a morning eater, if you cannot get by without breakfast, then you would start, let's say at 6 a.m. you started eating, then you would be done eating at 2 p.m. So that means you would have to eat your biggest meal, you know, in the middle of the day like that. Or let's say you really don't need to eat, you don't need breakfast. Some of you, I have patients that they don't need breakfast. I used to tell everybody to eat breakfast. I was wrong, okay? I was wrong. You don't need to eat breakfast. So you could skip breakfast altogether, and you could go from noon until 8 p.m. Or you could go 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Whatever 8-hour window you want to eat in. Again, it's got to be nutrient dense, but whatever 8-hour window you'd like to do. And then the advance. My husband actually can do this, and he does it quite often. He doesn't do it every single day, but he does it quite often. And that is just basically eating 1 meal a day. And that is a 4-hour window of eating. You're only eating 4 hours out of the 24. And so that'd be a 4-20 way of eating. That takes a little more time, and it takes a little more practice, but some of you can do it, and that's actually okay as long as you're eating a lot in that 4-hour period. You have to eat, again, nutrients, fiber, all the good fats, all that good food, and you've got to get it in. So that's the, I guess, the beginning, intermediate, advanced way of doing intermittent fasting. And I hope that I mean, it's that simple. You would just be drinking water. You could drink, you could actually even drink organic coffee, but without cream or sugar, and you could do some green tea. Okay, so those are the only drinks that you could drink, but the purified water really is going to be your best drink during the times when you're not eating. It works for so many people. Like I said, the benefits are there. If you have any ideas about intermittent fasting, please put them below. If you've tried intermittent fasting and you have some great tips on how to do it, put it below. We'd love to hear from you. I'm kind of a newbie at this, but I do know that it's good for you. Thank you so much for watching today. And just please join me on Facebook, Lindy Ford Nutrition and Wellness. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram. Check out my website. Love to have you there as well. And just remember that everyone, every single person, you included, deserves the freedom to live their best life. Thank you.